This one, a fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Chicago Bears. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. First down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series. Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking.
And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Off play action, Fields. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And he... Drop just shy of the 25 at the 24.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Chicago.
Now a first down throw, Fields. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Gary Jennings, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off near the 26. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Montgomery is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. That is hauled in by Jimmy Graham. Touchdown Bears. Jimmy Graham, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7.
Bears 14, Vikings 7. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Nwangwu now from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
For most people, the excitement of the kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach. Let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we? Because, let's face it, he's heard the whispers, and they're going louder that he shouldn't be around next year. He essentially stormed out of that meeting you just referenced with the reporters. How did he end it? We're done here. Well, that's a function of losing and all the pressure that's on him. You hear about pressure creating diamonds? In this case, it's bursting the pipes of the coach.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From just shy of midfield, Dalton setting up the screen for Cook. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Play action now. Dalton. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And they work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. We'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Fields. He'll get this to Jennings over the middle.
Fields pass complete to Gary Jennings. It's a
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to reach out of the booth and snatch that pass myself. That thing floated forever up there. I think that threw off the timing of the receiver. That's why he couldn't get his feet down even though he caught the ball.
You know, Charles, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, me too.
For you. I wanted to see you reach out and catch that.
Yeah, you've heard about my hands, huh?
Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. They snap it to Fields. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first.
I know they got the first down, but Brandon, I still don't like the call going for it there. Yeah, they got it, but I would have punted the ball there, played some field position. I mean, it's okay to end drives and kicks, right? You know, we've heard that from different guys before. Remember, a kick's either a punt, right, field goal, or a point after touchdown. It's okay to end it in a kick.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From just shy of midfield, Fields. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You bring back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word.
Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
To throw again on second down. Fields looking deep for Jennings. They've got his man complete. Touchdown, Chicago. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter.
21 apiece. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Escaping the pressure right. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
On second and 11 now. Fields. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. And that last throw, Charles, an important one stat-wise for this young rookie. It puts him over 4,000 yards passing for the season.
And you think about some of the great seasons by rookie quarterbacks in recent vintage. How about Andrew Luck in 2012 with 4,374 yards? Cam Newton had a big rookie year. So did Robert Griffin III. And how about Justin Herbert in 2020? He hit the league with a splash. Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Flushed out right. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Ball at the 8 here for second and a yard. Maybe a touch less. Left side, Cook. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw. Touchdown, Vikings! And it's over with his third touchdown pass of the game. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. Point after try forthcoming. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game.
Makes the score Vikings 28, Bears 21.
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. The first play of the drive there is incomplete. So, Charles, we have reached the end here of a long season, Week 18, which we don't say very often, although this is not the first Week 18 that the NFL has ever seen.
Not at all, and Brandon, some of the people might be a little bit too young to remember, but back in 1993, the league experimented with giving teams 2 open weeks for the year, and we also saw Week 18 when the league was on pause for a few weeks in 2001 following the attacks on September 11th.
They'll fake the handoff, now Fields. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or he keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. He's going to let this one go deep. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Santos with the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And this one is incomplete. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
From the 27, Dalton. He's got Smith here. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. 2nd and 2.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Shifts by him. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Getting the ball is Cook running left. call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15, and it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 17-yard line.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Check, cross, wet, check out,
and he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard, now to the 16.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So a designed run last play. Now Dalton to pass. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. 40 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Now Dalton. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Vikings have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Rolling to his left. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Darnell Mooney, the target there.
And it's third down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Now it's Fields.
And Graham on the grab. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And firing a deep ball for Kmet.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Fields. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
By the way, they're into the second half now in Philadelphia on the NFL scoreboard.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And really pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down.
Chris Jones in one formation.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Chris Jones now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And Dalton to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver. And he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. He's going to go up top for the end zone.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end. And that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Fields. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good, and that'll bring him back within 4.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. From the 31, Dalton goes right back to Smith again. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Dalton sets up play action. Rush coming, and he's taken down. call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return, and the Bears take over.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. He's got a first down past the 30. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to do what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A huge play there for Chicago. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with a football here as we welcome you back. And they're knocking on the door. Second and goal now in a one-score game. Second down and goal. Fields. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. Third and goal. Back to throw. And it's caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. He's got it. And this is indeed up to a 3-point lead.
Makes the score Bears 38, Vikings 35.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Now Dalton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Dalton completes it to the fullback Ham. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know This is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Here's Dalton. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up. Big spot. Andy Dalton. Over the middle to Smith. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 20-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Dalton's throw complete there to Smith. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Dalton wants to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
How many people watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 19. And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. Returnable here from the 38. And now headed the other way. They're across midfield. Inside the 20. And he's going to take it all the way into the end zone. What a return. And they've taken the lead. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Chicago, they'll hit double digits with their 10th win of the year. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better than average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they will bottom out as the loss gives them a finishing